Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Lydia here. So if you're new to this channel, in this channel I just usually share some of the things that I used to change my lifestyle in the past several years by building a healthy routine, by going to the gym, and by reading more books. And occasionally I share some of the things that happen in my life. In the past I've shared a lot of things that happened in Hong Kong because I was based in Hong Kong, and recently, just several days ago, I just landed in London. I moved to London because of my new job. I still have a lot that I wanted to share about Hong Kong. I love Hong Kong. I have all those materials, but today I just want to say hello to you guys in London. I literally just landed 3 days ago on Sunday morning in London, and this is my first time ever in London. Never visited UK before. In my own way, try to explore this country. So in this video, I just want to share some of the things in the past 3 days that I found useful to settle in a new country and to start a new life. Let's go. The first thing that's super useful is to set up routines and the structure of your life. When I first came here, I was super tired after a long flight. Nevertheless, still trying to do some simple stretch. In that way, I sort of have some in control feelings of my life. It makes everything easier to have those 60 minutes that it's just on the mat, breathe in and breathe out, to think of what I should do and plan in the next few days to settle in. Also, the first thing I did is to check out the gyms, because gym is part of my life that's very essential. I went to the gym nearby and just to ask them about pricing, what should I try out, and what kind of things that will be useful for me. Working out, whatever that feels familiar to you and that's part of your routine, you should just keep it whenever you move to a new city, because that will makes you feel like you're in control of your own life and makes you more confident when you go out and interact with people that are new in your life. One example about setting up a routine and find your own structure is that you properly plan your meals. For me, eating healthy is really a big part of my life. So I've already made the plan that I'm gonna subscribe to a meal plan, because it might be difficult for me to cook at the beginning of my life in London. And now the first delivery has already arrived. I ordered from this meal plan service called Love Yourself. I just Google it online, right? Just find some that seems it's quite good. The first delivery just arrived. I've ordered a balanced diet. It's going to offer me 1,500 calories per day. But this balanced diet basically offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is the breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And they also have a morning snack and afternoon snack. It's gonna heat it up tomorrow. They're going to deliver every night before the next day. It's not definitely all as great as you cook for yourself, but for the sake of now, because I don't really have that much time to cook, but I do want to keep a healthy diet. I will let you know how it goes. I think that's one of the ways that you can find your own routines. And also today, I just buy my first Lululemon yoga mat. I got the 1.5 millimeter one. Then I can finally have a proper yoga mat to do yoga. The second thing about the structure is try to be a regular of some restaurants or cafes. Like, just by accident, I already visited one Italian restaurant twice in the past 3 days. I feel like I become like a regular to them, and they recognize me. We start to talk to each other. They sort of can just tell me what's going on in the city, and they can also share their story and their view about the city, and I get to talk to them about my own story about Hong Kong. Those kind of things will help you in the fastest way to settle into a city. You wouldn't feel lonely. I think a lot of people, when they move to a new city, at first you feel like it's a little bit scary because nothing is familiar to you. Get into the old routines that really help us build a structure of our lives. We mentally feel like we're in control. So after we gain some control of our own life, the second step is explore the new city. After all, we're here. We're in this new city. We're trying to meet new people. I think the most important thing is to be curious. When you're trying to explore a new city, to be curious, because if you're new to the city, then of course there will be something that you have never experienced before. It might not be that comfortable when you encounter something that's different, but also remember that you're also different from everybody else, and it's the chance for you to explore. Say for example me, I'm in this completely new place that I have never been before. No matter how prepared I am, there's still gonna be something that I have never expected. In those situations, if we can be open-minded, and I always ask myself to be curious. I walk around, I talk to people, no matter who I come into contact with, for example, business owners or restaurants, or the people that you get in touch with when you go to the gym. Those are the natural people that are going to give you a lot of useful information, because on one hand you're a customer, but on the other hand you also build up this relationship. At least you know that they're not some random people. They work there and they wanted to take care of you, so you're going to get a lot of information from them. That's what I usually do. I walk around, I talk to people based on the information I get from the previous one. When I talk to the next person, I sort of know what's going on. That really helps. So just be curious about why things are in the way they are. It's very interesting to watch and observe things, and also in a way that makes you almost feel like you're like an outsider but watching a movie. That's how I experienced in the past several days. I feel like each part of London has their own characters. Everything that has happened carries its own weight in how I will experience the city. So I'm just trying to be as open-minded as possible and as curious as possible. If you're curious, you will appreciate like all the little things, why things are in their own way. Whenever the weather is good or the weather is bad, I will just try to appreciate and be curious. Oh, why the weather is like this? Like it's all of a sudden super sunny and super hot, and the second it rains, it becomes like winter time. So I'm trying to appreciate all those little things. I try to enjoy people watching. Like just now, I was just sitting at this Italian restaurant, enjoying the sunset, and also talk to the manager of the restaurant for a bit, try to observe everybody, see what they are having and what kind of conversation is going on around me. Makes me feel like I am watching a movie. If I navigate every day like this, it would be a great thing to start a new life. There's one extra point. If you have read the book 4 Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, he also mentioned this, how do you settle into a new city? He mentioned, I think, 2 points about how you can quickly adapt to a new city's life. The first is to find some kind of sports activities that you can join a club, because that's a natural way for people to bond. And the second thing is to learn the local language. I'm in London, so I already speak English, but maybe I wish I could understand the accents in a way that it's natural for me to process. If you check out Tim Ferriss' The 4 Hour Workweek, you can see that several ways that you can also like accustomed to the new life. The last thing is very me. Smile more. It's the ultimate best tool no matter what you do. When you smile, even though if you don't really have a good mood, it sort of force yourself. I think some scientific research actually shows that when you smile, you actually change your mood. You're also going to show a more positive interaction. Usually when you're smiling, it's easier for people who are trying to talk to you. A lot more interactions are built on the fact that people see you in a more positive light. So that's today's video. I just want to do this really quick to say hello in London. Several ways I think it's very helpful. Settle into a new life, settle into a new city. But I am still exploring. If I have some other thoughts, I will share in the future video. And also, I'll keep posting video in the next few weeks about some of the very good restaurants that I have tried before I left Hong Kong, and also some very exciting things that has happened in Hong Kong. So that's the end of today's video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I'll share a lot more in the future. And I will see you next time. Bye.